Hey, I'm really glad you're here today. Let's sit down and talk about something that has become incredibly common, yet still carries a touch of mystery, excitement, and, if we're honest, risk. I'm talking about online romance. Meeting someone through an app or on social media isn't unusual anymore. You probably know someone who met their partner online, maybe even got married, and it sounds like a modern love story. But just as many people end up with heartbreak, confusion, or even dangerous situations because they didn't know what to look out for. Online love is exciting because it connects you with people you would never meet in your everyday life. But that's exactly why we need to talk about something important. The first checks you absolutely must make before emotionally investing in someone online. Because once feelings grow, your judgment softens. And I want you to be able to enjoy online love with both excitement and wisdom. So today, let's walk through 5 essential checkpoints to protect your heart, your time, and your peace. First, let's talk about something many people don't want to even consider, but it happens more often than we think: the marriage status check. Yes, the "is he actually single" reality check. It sounds ridiculous, but married people slip into dating apps and social platforms all the time. They may use a separate account just for flirting. Maybe his Facebook looks empty. Not because he has no life, but because his real account is filled with family photos. Some men don't even consider it cheating because they're not emotionally involved, but that doesn't make it any less wrong. So here's a simple rule. Don't just believe "I'm single" when it's written in a bio. Ask small, casual questions about his lifestyle. Notice if he avoids video calls at night, if he disappears every weekend, if he says, "I'll call you later," but it never happens when he's at home. These are not random behaviors. They often indicate that someone else is living in his house. Trust patterns, not words. The second checkpoint is about intention. Is this a serious connection or just casual entertainment? Some men, especially those who are attractive, social, and confident, use apps like a playground. They're not always villains. They may not want to break hearts intentionally, but they enjoy the thrill of attention. They know exactly what to say. They'll call you babe, say, "I miss you," talk about future trips, even say, "I want to see you," all before even meeting you in person. It feels flattering, but it's also a common tactic used by men who just want a convenient emotional and physical escape. So ask yourself, is he showing consistency, or is he just flooding you with sweet words quickly? A man who moves too fast without truly knowing you is not falling in love. He's performing. Real interest grows in layers, not in a rush. Now let's talk about a very subtle but very real pattern: the financial or emotional dependency check. Not every man who contacts you is looking for love. Some are looking for comfort, someone to spoil them, emotionally or financially. He may be charming, funny, attentive, younger, and he might casually say things like, "You're so mature, I feel safe with you," or "You have such good taste, you should choose the restaurant." And at first, it feels sweet. But slowly, without realizing it, you're making all the decisions, paying more often, and feeling like you've stepped into a caretaker role rather than a romantic one. You don't have to judge him right away, but do this. Pause, lean back, and let him take initiative. See what he does with leadership. If he avoids responsibility every time, it's a signal. A man who wants partnership will step up when given the chance. The fourth checkpoint is quite interesting: the self-centered personality check. Some people are surprisingly charming and also a little obsessed with themselves. You'll notice he talks about himself more than he asks about you. He takes pictures of his food, himself, his lifestyle. Everything is a moment to display. Again, that doesn't automatically make him a bad person. Some narcissistic personalities can be fun, charismatic, full of energy. You just need to know what you're signing up for. If your emotional need is to feel seen, valued, and deeply understood, this type may leave you feeling invisible. But if you know how to enjoy lighthearted company without expecting emotional depth, he might be entertaining. The key is awareness. Don't confuse charisma with compatibility. And now the last checkpoint: the profile reality check. Let's be honest, everyone tries to look a little better online. Good lighting, angles, filters, that's normal. But there are cases where someone appears almost like a completely different person in real life. Maybe his face looks similar, but he turns out to be much shorter than you imagined, or he used old photos, or only showed certain angles. Again, this isn't always meant to deceive. Many people don't see it as lying. They just want to present the best version of themselves. So before expectations grow too high, meet in a simple, casual environment early on. That way, you don't fall in love with a digital image instead of a real person. Online romance is neither bad nor dangerous by default. In fact, it can be incredibly special and destiny-like. But love that starts through a screen needs a little extra awareness at the beginning. These 5 checkpoints: relationship status, intention, dependency, self-focus, and profile authenticity are not there to kill the mood. They're there to protect your emotional energy so that when someone real and worthy comes along, you're not too tired, too doubtful, or too hurt to say yes. So here's the mindset shift. Approach online love not with fear, but with clarity. Don't be paranoid. Be observant. Don't be cold. Just be wise. Love shouldn't begin with suspicion, but it shouldn't ignore logic either. Trust your intuition, but give your logic a seat at the table too. What I want most for you is this: that you don't just find someone, you find someone real, someone who adds peace instead of confusion, someone whose presence feels honest, consistent, and safe. Online or offline, real love leaves you feeling grounded, not dizzy. It doesn't rush, it doesn't pressure, and it doesn't require you to shrink your standards just to hold on to it. So if you're stepping into online romance, do it beautifully, but with open eyes. Notice details. Notice how you feel in the conversation. Notice who you become while talking to them. If you feel like you're putting on a character, take a breath. If you feel like you're constantly guessing what they're up to, step back. And if you feel peaceful, curious, and naturally yourself when talking to them, that is a good sign. Pay attention to how your soul reacts. It always knows before your mind does. And here's something important. You never lose anything by taking your time. A sincere person won't vanish because you chose to move thoughtfully. Only those who are motivated by convenience become impatient when you move slowly. Let that impatience reveal their true intention. Pace is a filter. Use it. Also remember, you don't owe anyone instant trust just because you exchanged messages. Your heart is valuable. Your time, your energy, your softness, those are treasures. Not everyone deserves access to them. Let people earn your presence by showing you consistent, grounded behavior over time. If someone is serious, you will feel it. Not through dramatic words, but through small, reliable actions. If someone is casual, you will eventually see it as well. And when you do, don't negotiate your worth. Step away gracefully. Love doesn't beg to stay. It naturally remains where it is honored. Online love is a modern road, but the desire behind it is ancient. Everyone just wants to connect, to be seen, to find that one person who understands their energy. Approach this journey not with fear, but with gentle awareness. You're not here to test people harshly. You're here to protect your peace and welcome something real. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If something in this conversation made you pause, made you think, or simply made you feel understood, I'm glad. That means your heart is awake and paying attention, which is the best place to begin any love story. If you want to continue exploring love with clarity and softness, stay connected. Take a breath, trust your intuition, and as always, choose peace over pressure. I'll see you in the next one.